Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces. Welcome back to the Face It podcast. Today I'm here with the lovely Emma and Tony from Sargent Training. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I'm really pleased to have you on.
Oh, well, thank you. We're so excited.
Yeah,
We are really excited. It's the first time we've done a podcast, so
amazing.
It's all new for us.
Hopefully it'll be the best one that you do if you do any further ones.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have no tech issues, because that tends to be something which always happens to me. So anyway, so just to give everyone a little bit of background into how Sargent Training started, do you want to just give us a little bit of an idea on the journey, where it all started, how you got
sure.
today?
Okay, so basically, we started in 2019. I'd always helped girls who did my hair, my nails, to become educators. And in 2019, one of the girls said to me, "I don't know why you don't do it yourself." So we had time, didn't we, to do it? So it took me a bit of time to convince Tony that it was a viable, doable thing. And we initially went with CPD-accredited, didn't we? So they are the cosmetology, BABTAC. They do all like Ofqual regulated qualifications. So I initially started with the level 3 Ofqual regulated award in education and training. And on reading it, I thought, you know what, this isn't going to be accessible for a lot of people, not because of anything academic, just because it's time consuming. It's nothing really to do with teaching in the hair and beauty and aesthetics industry. And it took a long time really for people to do. So I wrote my own CPD certified level 3 award in education and training, and put it more to do with how to teach in the industry. And it took a couple of months to kind of take off, didn't it? But we found that we did one of our local micro influencers, and sort of going from 500-600 followers, we just went really big, sort of literally overnight, wasn't it?
Our phones were going bing, bing, bing.
Yeah,
with messages people wanted to do.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
And that was around that time where everyone wanted to do training as well. That was the perfect timing.
Oh, it was perfect timing. It really was. And I think at the time we were quite unique as well, with the CPD accreditation. I don't think many people had got on to the fact that you could do this CPD. Our next kind of big break, I think, was ABT, so Associated Beauty Therapies, who do the beauty side of things and the hair. They don't touch the injectables. And I built a relationship up with them, and our course was accredited with them. So we've kind of got all aspects covered really. So we've got the beauty, the hair, and we've got the aesthetic side of things. So we kind of can access all of the different modalities in the hair and beauty and aesthetics industry, if you like. So that's kind of where we started. We started off it was a side hustle, if you like, with school being like the main, my main focus. But the balance changed, and now we're more educator focused, aren't we? And school.
We both worked full time, didn't we?
Yeah, we both worked full time. So you don't. Well, he says he doesn't work. He does work for the business.
I've left my job.
Yeah, so he's a home worker now, if you like.
Love a home working job, to be honest. But no, that's amazing, guys, how you've kind of built everything, and maybe sort of not necessarily by accident, but it's just kind of snowballed into what you've currently got.
And I think the benefit of ours as well, sorry, Karen, is that I'm good at organising. My job before, I was a test engineer, so I'm pretty precise about doing things and structured, whereas Emma's like a bull in a china shop, aren't you, to be fair? So we sort of yin and yang together, don't we? And it works really good. Things that you like manuals, I print the manuals off and I do all of the stuff, don't I?
So that's.
But you're more of a people person than I am. I like being in the background, and you like having your picture taken.
So how's your hair and beauty and aesthetics knowledge then, Tony? Do you know quite a lot now?
You know what? I know a lot more than I did, if we'll put it that way. Emma's doing level 5, aren't you? Teaching. So she's going to teach me more about it. So I may go into aesthetics myself, actually. I'm not sure yet.
You know what? We need more men in this industry. So
I know we went to the beauty awards, didn't we, on Saturday, and there was one male that got even mentioned, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he won. Yeah. But it's all women. Yeah. There's definitely
a gap for I could do this. Because
do you know what he is, Holly? He's what he did say was, I think what Tony's noticed over the 4 or 5 years we've been doing this is how hard the girls and the guys work, don't you?
Yeah, ridiculous. They do ridiculous hours. I mean, it's not a physically difficult job, is it? But the hours they put in is ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's so much more than doing the treatment, isn't it? You know, the treatment.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Hairdressers.
It takes skill as well. You know, you've got to be.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You know, and this is it as well. This is what I've always said is when I've gone into lots of different people, what I stop them saying from the word go is I'm just a. So they'll say, I'm just a beauty therapist. Well, no, you're not. You're not just a beauty therapist. You've been working, you've been training for such a long time. You have a vast amount of knowledge. And these people are self-employed. They've got so much knowledge of how to run their business, it's fascinating. And what these people, what they do is brilliant. It's brilliant. So then, I stop that from the word go. You're not just an anything. You are and you should be proud.
And that's quite sad, actually, isn't it? Like that people say that.
And do you know, we also get as well, I know where I'm going. If I go to someone's house, I'll know it's a beauty person or an aesthetics person because they've got the best car on the street. Hands down.
Perfect. Love that. Work hard, play hard. There you go.
Definitely.
So what are the most popular courses that people come to for you guys then? Because obviously you do such a broad range and like you said, you cover all aspects. What at the moment are you finding people are really wanting to do and to learn?
So the fast track educator, so our fast track educator course is the 1 day one that the CPD ABT one with me. That's the most popular one. We've had inquiries about the level 5 education and training, which is the one that if you are going to become a qualified centre to deliver the 4, 5 and 7 aesthetics, the level 5 qualified one is the level 5 education and training is the one that you need to be able to teach it. So that has started to become a bit, that's starting to kick in now a little bit as well. But the treatments that we're finding at the moment that they come that I want to teach, I mean, gosh, it's varied, isn't it?
There's a lot of lemon bottle.
Of lemon bottle.
Oh yeah.
Loads of lemon bottle, loads of anti-wrinkle, massage, lymphatic drainage massage, body sculpting. That's huge. And I tell you what is massive at the moment as well, intimate waxing. Massive.
Really?
Intimate waxing, yeah.
What? That's a surprise because everyone's doing their laser.
Yeah, intimate waxing, I think, is lots of laser. Lots of people wanted to teach level 4 laser. But we've seen, it's so funny how you see like peaks and troughs in treatments, but there's a lot of body sculpting, like I say, in intimate waxing. I had a lady who she was a headmistress in a high school, gave it all up, and does intimate waxing from her back garden.
Just wild, isn't it?
I know.
Just crazy that I think it's amazing that we have access to change our careers like that. If you want to go do something these days, you can absolutely go do it, and I think that's incredible. But it's just, you know what? And from speaking with different practitioners, what I found is for most people who are sort of relatively new to this kind of industry, it's when they've kind of gone and got a treatment themselves from somebody and they've gone, why have I just given that person 400 quid when I could do that?
Yeah.
And then they go, do you know what? Yeah. And
Yeah, and they don't look
They
back.
don't look back once they've started. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
struggle at first, isn't it? It's a bit,
Well, all businesses,
yeah, of
is,
course,
isn't it?
but
You know?
yeah, but once that moment arrives,
Yeah.
you just don't look back. They just
They just go for it.
can you just tell us a bit more about the fast track CPD course?
Yes.
I think it'd be really
Yes.
interesting in case anyone's thinking about becoming a training academy, because
Absolutely.
it's sort of the natural step for a lot of people, isn't it? You know, when
It
they've
is,
built up a portfolio, they've doing
Yeah.
well, and they go, right, I want to do
It's you're capped, Holly, aren't you? If you work 10 hours a day, you do however many treatments, your earning is capped unless you work hard, unless you work more, or you add more, you know, you charge more, you're capped. But with training, it's huge. You know, you can do 5 people in a day and charge however much. So with the fast track course, it just makes it really accessible. It's so we talk about how to teach, touch on the theories behind how to teach. Not a lot, because actually, you know, it's a doing course. So I would rather somebody learn how to teach their specialist subject. So we create lesson plans, we look at manuals, we look at the practicalities behind their training course. So what prerequisites they need, what health and safety aspects they need to talk about, and how to plan their day. So the fast track course is very much molded about the individuals who are on that course with me on that day. So an aesthetics practitioner will make sure that they are fully confident and competent in teaching all aspects of their treatment. So we'll focus in on doing the dermal fillers, foundation dermal fillers course, how to make sure that that is going to be the best one for their students. Yeah. So when the students walk away from them, I always say, you want your student to open your door at the end of your day being fully confident and competent in doing that treatment. And how you do that is what we talk about on the day on the fast track course. So it's yeah, there's education and training focus, there's diversity and equality focus on that, but the focus is purely more towards the actual practitioner who is with me on that day. We do a lot of one-to-ones, Holly. We do more one-to-ones, and the person gets a lot more from that. When obviously we do groups, but the one-to-one is a lot more focused on the person, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you know what, that's really important, because like you say, every practitioner is different. Every practitioner is going to have their USP for students, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to feel like you kind of, it's just a one size fits all with an academy. Obviously there are certain aspects like the manuals which require certain things, but you don't want to feel like there's a cookie cutter kind of way of becoming.
Yes, it's not, and that is exactly why we do offer. So what we do offer, Holly, is we'll say, if you come on a fast track course, we give you the off-qual one. So if they do the fast track course with us, then they automatically get put onto the off-qual one if they choose to study that.
Okay.
But I find that it is a very much, you know, if you did it online, if you did it, you know, in a college, it's that one shape fits all, and it's not how it is. You know, we've had I think, because as well, with me having my teaching background, we can accommodate a lot of different styles of learners as well. So I've had English as an additional language. So we've had Polish, Lithuanian ladies and gents who have come to us. And because we can accommodate that, then, you know, that makes their life a lot easier. Lots of dyslexic, lots of students worried that, you know, they're going to have their handwriting judged, and it's not like that. You know, we are not like that. We don't judge anybody. We try to get the best out of the person so that their courses are the best for them, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what, there's so much out there these days around training academies offering crap training, you know, putting 15 people on a course, like no models, just adhering to one teaching style, like you say, which is a big thing. A lot of people, to them, like looking at a slideshow is just it's not gonna go in. And there's so much of that out there, which I think is one of the reasons why this industry gets a lot of stereotypical hate, basically.
We've had people, haven't we, as well? Sorry, go on.
No, you go, Tony.
No, we've had people come into us where they've been on different courses, and it ends, doesn't it, when they walk out the door or they complete their thing, they can't get in touch with these people again. Whereas Emma's on a phone at 11 o'clock at night, where people are ringing her, asking her questions and that. You're always available.
I mean, within within reason. But it's the support as well. I think that's what we provide, because I'm a big advocate of making, it's my business. I make it my business to know. And, in my own head, Holly, I can do lip fillers, I can do barbering, I can paint toenails. But because I've learned the aspects of the industry, so that when I am with someone, I can talk to them about it, and again, that's what I think makes us a little bit different, maybe.
Definitely,
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think when it comes to for example, let's take an aesthetics practitioner. A lot of the time, they'll go from beauty to SPMU to aesthetics to teaching, and it's kind of it's quite a common kind of journey, isn't it? But I think what I'm trying to sort of speak to a lot of practitioners about now is, even if you're an aesthetics practitioner, go and add your beauty, go and add your semi-permanent makeup on. There's so much more out there. But so I think it's great that you are kind of not necessarily encouraging people, but showing them the different options which are available. It doesn't just stop at aesthetics.
No. And what we do, I tell you what I find.
You're a careers teacher,
I teach careers as well in school, so I get so passionate and excited about doing things. I like literally, I get buzzing about it. But with the I do. And what I like to do as well is, if someone is, like an aesthetics practitioner, add this course to, train this, train that. Have you thought about doing this? So we can almost package it together. I can say what works well for people and get them, so they walk away and they're excited, and then they're training all of these different aspects as well. So, that's what I love. That's what I love.
Amazing. With regards to someone who's maybe thinking about offering training and becoming an academy, obviously I would say it's not suitable for everyone. Have you ever come across students where you feel, maybe this isn't the right kind of career for them?
Yeah.
And
I have, I've there's really only kind of one or two people that I think I wish I hadn't trained you, because they're not in it for what the training means to people. Yes, you can earn a lot of money from training, but you have to be, like we said before, a people's person. You have to be there to support. You have to, and this is something we teach as well, you have to fail people. Not everybody can inject, and not everybody can inject safely and well. So students have to learn that passing isn't a guarantee, and I try and I teach this on the course as well. And what do we do? So we go through a whole sort of series of things that actually, failure actually has to be an option for somebody who is going to go out there and represent your brand. And I think there's only been a very small amount of people who I think haven't actually took that on board and are just passing people. And that's where the difference between the CPD courses and the off-qual ones, that's where the negotiations are at the moment, and they talk about the regulations. If it's regulated, you do your coursework, you do your practical, it gets assessed by your tutor. it gets sent off. But with the CPD training, the tutor is where it ends.
Yeah.
So that's, I think,
You know what, you made a good point there. It's every academy should really be failing people. They should. Not everyone should be passing these courses, even if they're CPD. Because you actually forget, and this is just me, like I forget that actually when someone goes, oh, I'm training in lemon bottle next week, or I'm training in philo, whatever. I think people do forget that actually, you know, you booked your course, that doesn't necessarily mean you've got your certificate. But I think, like you say, there is a lot of just handing out certificates these days, you know, oh, you paid for the course, therefore here you go. You know,
there you are, you pass it, you know. And we were with a client on Sunday, and you know, that is one of the major questions that they were asking, you know, what do I do if? So we teach strategies, what to do, how to deal with it, how to try and get the most from the student. And this is, you know, where the training course comes in. This Our Educator course kind of goes through all of that. But yeah, not everybody should pass. You know, everybody should pass. Not everybody passes their maths GCSE, do they?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not to say they fail.
Yeah.
You know, they can go off and come back.
Yeah, absolutely. There's strategy.
Yeah, it's not that you just can't do it.
It's just
you go away and you try hard.
You just need
you do
definitely.
But this is what we teach them how to do, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
You know, we
I just want to touch on the support aspect as well from a tutor point of view. It's just like every academy should be offering support to their beauty or aesthetics students. I think it's great that you guys are really big on offering support to your tutors, you know, ensuring, because it must be daunting if you've gone from just doing clients, you know, coming into the clinic, you know, one by one, you've then got a class of maybe 3 or 4 people, and you're thinking, oh my God, like I've got to teach these people how to
exactly.
At the beginning it is really daunting.
That is the biggest thing that people want is the support for their first course. Do you know, it's a lot of it I try and teach people, it's an act, isn't it? You know, you have them people in front of you, you put on your smile, you put on your tutor hat, and you are a tutor. But support wise, gosh, I mean, I had a lady on the phone this morning who we taught last year. You know, can I just run some questions by you, you know? And there's no stop point. You know, we do, you know, people who we trained back in the early days, in the dark ages, we'll call them, you know, we still have people questioning and asking, and I think, you know, that's possibly where I always say to people, you know, I'll answer your questions as long as I'm living and breathing. I might be on a beach in Barbados, but I'll still try my best to help you. You know, hopefully in the next 10 years, that's where we'll be, though.
5 years.
5 years.
What are your guys' thoughts on the aesthetics regulation then, and how that's going to affect the teaching and educating side of things?
I think, I mean, there's lots of talk, isn't there? I don't think we know 100% what the qualifications are going to look like. The teaching side of it, I hope there will still be some CPD teaching, because actually, if we think about what CPD is, it's continuous professional development, isn't it? So yes, I might have done a regulated course, but my professional development might be to go on someone's anti-wrinkle advanced course, you know. So the professional development is there. Regulations, I'm a bit stumped really, Holly, because part of me thinks yes and part of me thinks no. You know, the industry is full of good and the industry is full of bad. So you're still going to get good aesthetics practitioners with the regulations, and actually you're still going to get bad regulated practitioners.
It's not going to change their personality.
It's not going to change the personality. No. You know, you either are good or you're bad, and could be good, I suppose. That sounds very negative. But I just think, I don't know, part of me, and like with the CPD teaching course versus the level 3 teaching course, the level 3 teaching course doesn't actually teach you how to teach aesthetics. It teaches you about equality and diversity. It doesn't teach you how to deal with someone who doesn't know the difference between a 45-degree and a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't teach you that. So there's still, you know, it almost feels as if there's something missing. There's a picture, there's, you know, there's a jigsaw puzzle, and there's that piece missing. I don't know. I'm on the fence at the moment with that.
That's it. But all we can be is on the fence and just sit and wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's really encouraging that people are still wanting to train into this
absolutely industry. And don't be scared of the word regulation. Don't be scared, because actually we don't know what it looks like yet. We've got, you know, okay, there are 4, 5 and 7, but there's nothing to say that they are going to be what is needed. I'd like to think it is what's needed, and I'd like to think that they are, you know, the people providing them are fully engaged in what they're selling to people, because, you know, people are spending a lot of money on these courses, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some people are nervous now of starting to teach CPD courses, but again, so what I'm thinking, my thought process is, at the moment, we don't know. Is the government going to turn around and stop anybody who isn't qualified as I'm having an off-qual regulated qualification? I don't know, but you and I know, well, we know the people who pretty much run this industry are the insurance companies. So what will happen to them when they've got 95% of their aesthetics practitioner clientele told they can't do CPD courses? Who, you know, what will happen to them? So I think there's going to be there's a lot to be done before they can actually bring it in. And bring it in supportive. We don't, you know, we're already in a cost of living crisis. Why would the government want to take 95% of the aesthetics practitioners out of the equation and put them on, you know, on into a different career? I don't know. It just doesn't fit right with me just yet.
Yeah, I think what was released with the traffic light system was just, like you say, maybe not thought out properly. Like, the terminology wasn't clear. What does clinical oversight mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, clinical oversight could mean, you know, I've just spoken to my prescriber and they're happy for me to inject, or it could be that they have to stand over. So there's nothing really. What does it mean? I have worked through the questionnaire on the government website. I think everybody needs to do that.
Yeah, I think there's like 4 days left now. So, I mean, this podcast might not be out yet, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Get your questionnaire done if you've not done it.
Yeah. The more, you know, it's safety in numbers. I mean, I do medic, I do non-medic. You know, I have no, you know, I know there's a lot of medics out there who will only teach aesthetics to medics. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of non-medics out there who teach to medics. So, you know, I think it just needs to be a bit more supportive, really. You know, let's just support each other.
Everyone wants the same result.
Everyone wants the same result. Everyone wants safety. Everybody wants, you know, to have an aesthetics industry where they can feel proud to say, I'm an aesthetics practitioner and I'm a non-medic.
Yeah,
you know,
100%. It shouldn't feel like, you know, you're a non-medical professional and it's like the kind of elephant in the room, or it's, you know, frowned upon. It shouldn't be like that at all.
Yeah. I actually think it's quite sometimes it's quite nasty. You know, there's local girls who slate other local girls when they're not medics and stuff. And, you know, I just think if you've trained the level 3 beauty, if you've gone through level 3 beauty, your anatomy and physiology is equivalent to an A level in biology and above. You know, if you're a medic and you are a for example, you haven't done your phlebotomy qualifications, then not necessarily you know, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no
On the
one
fence.
size fits all.
On the fence with it all.
Just moving on to your CPD, what do you even call it? CPD accreditation. Yeah. I'll start that again. Just moving on to your CPD accreditation service, guys. Obviously, that's quite new for you. Do you want to just give us a little bit of insight into what it is, and why you've decided to go into that side of things as well?
I think it's a natural progression for us, wasn't it? Really, with the you know, with aesthetics especially, we obviously want, you know, we want to provide a one-stop shop for everything we do. You know, the teaching side of it, we do manuals, and the accreditation was really the next level for us, really. So you manage that, don't you? Tony managed that.
Another one of my jobs.
Another one of his jobs, yeah. So he does. So there's criteria that we obviously have to have for compliance. So, you know, they have to be. They have to have a certificate in what they want to train. So we make sure we see that. They have to be insured to teach everything that they want to train. So we have to see that, don't we?
Yeah.
There's time scales that we need to make sure that they've been doing these things for. You know, so there's lots to go, you know, there's lots to happen, isn't there, for it as well?
I mean, the biggest problem is waiting for people to send things, isn't it? I mean, we do it straight. I do it straight away. Emerald set. We send out a
format.
They complete that, send it to me, but 9 times out of 10 there's something missing, isn't there?
So
there's
it's just waiting.
There's the odd one that gets it all right. But then
you support them with that, don't you?
Of course. I don't just ignore them.
No, Tony helps them with that, and you know, gets on the email, don't you, and what have you. But it was the natural progression for us, and we are, you know, we've got some industry, you know, what I like to call the powerhouses of aesthetics industry. We work with quite a few of them, so they're, you know, and how they trust us, you know, they trust us to do their education, they trust us with their manuals, they trust me with their
it's fallen
support.
nicely because you've got that the relationship. So you know, so they know they're going to get a good service if they come to the accreditation as well.
So that for me, you know, that was the trust side of things was massive with the CPD stuff. So so that's our newest venture.
I love it because, like you say, it's a one-stop shop. Because normally when someone says, I get this quite a lot, I'm thinking of becoming an academy, like, do you know what I have to do? So I'll go through everything. I'm like, okay, so contact this person, you need to get your qualification, then you need to find your CPD, you need to get your insurance, and it's just so long-winded. Can just send them to you guys now.
Oh, thank you. We literally as well, we've you know, with the insurance side of things as well, we look around for who is the best provider of insurance at the time as well, because things change, companies change, and their prerequisites change for what they will provide. So with the pathways, you know, you have to look around to see who's providing fast track codes at the moment. So you have to know your stuff, Holly. You know, it's not just a case of I can teach you how to teach. There's a lot of, you know, experience that has to kind of go on in the background as well, really.
I mean, when you started, didn't you bought the form home, didn't you? The girl that recommended that you become an educator or tried it, she says, this is what I've got to do. And we did it in about 20 minutes, didn't we? We completed the course in 20 minutes. You know, it was like 20, 30 questions, wasn't it? I mean, I didn't have a clue about anything. You know,
Tony did his educator course in 20 minutes.
It was ridiculous.
So that's why we wanted to make it.
That doesn't go into the additional stuff that you do, is it?
No, no. And you're right. It doesn't go into teaching them what, you know, who's the best insurance company, what needs to go in the manuals. I mean, it touched on it, but it wasn't, you know, I like the one-to-one. I like doing people face-to-face.
But also, if I knew that I could become an educator by answering 20 questions, I'd be thinking, this surely, like, this can't be it. Like, what? No, I need more. You know, I need to learn. So that's concerning.
Exactly.
But there is sort of a bit of a stereotype in this industry that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, saw so and so qualify in aesthetics 6 months ago and now they're in academy. And do you think that's one of the main reasons why that maybe has happened in the past and is happening?
I think so, but again, it's if you can, why wouldn't you? You know, that's what people are doing it and they can. So, you know, so the people who perhaps are at fault there is the insurance companies for allowing people to do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, so if you can do a course one day and teach it the next day, might not be ethically correct. It might not be, you might not have the experience to perhaps deal with complications or someone with, you know, an asymmetric smile, but the people are, you know, the insurance companies allow you to do that. So, you know, there are people out there who will just do it. And there are people out there who will say, I'm going to wait 6 months, I'm going to wait 12 months, I'm going to wait 2 years. It's the same, you know, it's and they will have their own target market, Holly, as well. You know, they will have, so if they've done one course one day and they're training it the next day, they will have their clientele. But the people who are going to the ones who have been practicing for a lot longer, they will have their clientele as well.
Yeah,
so I always say research who's training you, research who you're going to go to. Will you get your complications training as part of your pathways to aesthetics? Will you get taught complications, even if you are a medic and you're going on a dermal fillers course? The complication side of things is essential, and full knowledge of that, and lots of visuals as well. I always think, you know, use your visuals, use YouTube, use other people's images of a VO, use them to use on your training course. You might not have caused a VO, but you know, this is what people need to know. You know, I'm a massive advocate for visuals.
Yeah, same. I'm such a visual person. Anything with pictures, absolutely love that.
Yeah, massive advocate for that. But yeah, so taking it back to they've trained one day, it's down to the person who's going. You've got to yourself research who you're going to be taught by, and there's so many practitioners out there who are teaching, and you know, teaching exceptionally well. You know, we've got some fantastic clients, haven't we? Who, you know, I wouldn't hesitate to let them do anything to me because they are so thorough and fantastic. You know.
And you do, don't you?
And I do, I do.
You go to training days and get free treatments.
I'm like,
what do you think makes a great academy?
What makes a great academy?
Yeah.
I think what makes a great academy is being able to prepare. So the actual training day, Holly, is pretty much the end focus of what's gone on before. So you have to be fully prepared. You have to have your models. You have to have all of your training material. You have to know the person who's coming on your course, have a relationship with them prior to them coming on your course. So you're not hit with anything unexpected. Training academies for me can be in your garden, in your shed room, or it can be in a massive building with 25 beds. The quality of the training is down to the person and their preparation and their experience and their passion.
Yeah, you've got to want to do it.
You've got to want to do it.
And
that shows,
that's everything.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to show. You've got to want to teach people. You've got to get excited about it. You know, I get all jumpy.
Yeah, no, you should. I spoke to a semi-permanent makeup artist yesterday who now does international guest speaking. She's incredible. And I asked her, you know, how did it start for you? And she said, I did my first day of training and I called my mum and I said I wanted to stop it because I hated it. And I was like, what? Like, why? And she said the person who was training me just had no passion there. They just, it's like they didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
It's so true, isn't it? You know, how are you meant?
It is
how are you
true.
going to be excited if you're clearly not?
Yeah, I get all over excited about when I'm with girls and I'm like, oh, let's do this, let's look at that. But they then go away being excited.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the passion, that's massive. But again, you've also got to have, so in my mind, it's a Mrs. Hinch style drawer. You pull a drawer out, it's your dermal filler course. You've got your manual, you've got your pack of fillers, you've got your
I like that
consumables.
idea.
You've got your kidney tray, you've got everything that then you put it straight out for the student. They're there and they're good to go, so it's the preparation.
Yeah, the student feels comfortable as well, don't they? Rather than you go into another room to get stuff.
So the 3 Ps, like preparation, passion and perseverance. Keep going. Don't give up with your first student, because you will only learn as you're going along. Our daughter-in-law, she teaches nails, and she said she was like, at first she's like, this is easy, and then she had a really difficult set of students, but she said she learned more about how to teach from her difficult students than she did from the easy ones.
Yeah, you're always going to do that.
Yeah,
you need
definitely.
a bad experience to grow.
It's growth. It is. It's growth and resilience. If you haven't got that resilience, then your academy isn't going to develop. People are always out there to judge and to be, they'll see you as an academy and they'll look for anything. So, they'll look and pick on anything. Oh, she doesn't do that, or he doesn't do that. So you've got to be, really, you've got to prepare for it.
Yeah. There's no point going in with no preparation.
No, preparation is massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Amazing. No, really good points there. So if anyone is looking to become a trainer, get your CPD manuals accredited. These are guys, Sargent Training. I'll put all of the information below. Just to finish off then, guys, what is to come for the next sort of 12 months for you? Like, obviously you've just launched your CPD accreditation service, which is amazing, but is there anything else that you've got planned in terms of growth or kind of where?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've got a plan, haven't we?
We've got plans. So the level 5 education and training is massive. So I want us to be the kind of go-to for the level 5, to spread that amongst those people who want to do it. I don't think it should be enforced on people, that's what, as we were talking before, but the level 5 education is what we want to be. Maybe franchising, don't know, we shall see.
Ooh.
So that's all. I know that's, we've had lots of people asking how to do what we do. And I if I'm going to do it, it's got to be right, because again, it's our brand out there. So it's that's hopefully next 12 months, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just going back to the relationship side of things then, just because you said, franchising might be something that you'd be thinking about offering and doing. I suppose, you've probably got people in mind who have maybe asked, or that would do a good job, or don't you just work with them? Yeah, and I think maybe it's that point where you go, like maybe this could actually work, because it's all about
I think so. Because franchising is growth, isn't it? It's a method of growth. So it's like you said, it's having the right people in the right places who are going to deliver for you. And I suppose we've got like a little UK network that we could, spread around. At the moment, we're happy driving to different places and seeing our clients, but obviously, it's going to grow. We've experienced a big growth since Sunday, haven't we? So when you do someone who's got a massive following, then you experience that for like the next couple of weeks. So so it's hopefully that's great.
And eventually Barbados is the end goal.
I don't even know why I say Barbados, because I'd be quite happy with Marbella, to be honest.
Oh yeah, anywhere with sun and heat.
Yeah, definitely.
So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming podcast.
Holly.
I absolutely love speaking with you. I cannot wait
good.
to get the feedback and everything. Genuinely, I've really loved it. And yeah, anyone who's looking for training to become a trainer or educator, CPD accreditation, all of the information will be in the description box. You can contact Emma and Tony for all of those services. So yeah, guys,
thank you
so
so
much.
much.
It's really, really great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Holly.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.